Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an incredibly moving story about how a single piece of legislation from 2006 literally transformed lives. You know, it's so easy to look at government policies as just dry, boring, bureaucratic documents, but we're going to see how these specific words on a page completely reshape the destiny of a child.
Now, to really understand the real-world impact of this policy, I want you to picture a young boy named Raju. He lived on the edge of a small village, and he was severely visually impaired. Every single day, he just watched the other children go off to school, wishing he could join them. But without the right infrastructure, he was just stuck on the sidelines.
Section 1. The Boy Who Dreamed. Raju's Reality.
Section 2. The 2006 Disability Policy, a national turning point.
To truly grasp that turning point, we need to zoom out to the macro level. The foundational statement of this 2006 initiative was, well, it was a massive paradigm shift. It explicitly stated, and I quote, "Persons with disabilities are valuable human resources for the country." Think about that for a second. It completely stripped away that outdated, frankly harmful idea of disability as a burden. Instead, it declared that these individuals fundamentally deserved equal opportunities and full participation in society. A real game changer.
Section 3. 7 Pillars of Change. The mechanics of the policy.
So how do these grand government words actually reach a small village? Through structural mechanics, right? The first 3 pillars built a rock-solid foundation of health and physical accessibility. First, you had prevention and rehabilitation, which meant bringing awareness camps, free checkups, and therapies right to remote areas. Then, there was dedicated special care focusing specifically on the vulnerabilities of disabled women and children. And crucially, a mandate for a barrier-free environment. We're talking ramps, accessible toilets, and inclusive learning materials. Overnight, those things became a basic requirement, not a luxury.
Now, Pillar 4 tackled something we all dread: bureaucracy. Before 2006, families were literally running from office to office, drowning in mountains of paperwork just to prove a disability. It was a nightmare. But the post-2006 mandate introduced easy, streamlined disability certificates. It actively cut the red tape that was blocking people from getting the support they desperately needed.
And then, the final 3 pillars really brought the whole shebang together. Pillar 5 formalized government partnerships with NGOs to ensure there were actual boots on the ground to reach every single child. Pillar 6 went way beyond just existing. It mandated cultural participation. It ensured these kids were fully integrated into singing, dancing, and drama. And finally, Pillar 7 secured the financial side, guaranteeing social security through financial help, medical aid, and scholarships.
Section 4. A barrier-free world, the policy in action.
All right, zooming back into Raju's life, we can see these exact pillars happening in real time. Because of that barrier-free mandate, his village school finally built ramps. He received large print books tailored specifically to his weak eyes. He had caring teachers, and the new educational framework actually allowed him extra time for exams. For the first time, his specific needs were met, allowing his mind to truly engage.
And you know what? With that support, Raju didn't just attend school, he absolutely thrived. In fact, Raju went on to become the very first disabled graduate from his entire village. That single, incredible milestone is just a perfect real-world validation of the 2006 policies framework.
Section 5. Raju Gets His Wings. Inspiring the Next Generation.
Bringing this whole story full circle, the boy who used to just sit on the sidelines wishing he could learn is now a teacher himself, standing at the front of a classroom, inspiring others. Reflecting on his journey, Raju simply says, "The 2006 policy didn't just give me education, it gave me wings." That is a powerful, powerful testament to what happens when systemic barriers are finally removed.
Which brings us to the end of this explainer. The policy framework exists, and the proof is absolutely in stories like Raju's. So as we look at our own communities today, I want to leave you with this question to think about. How can we ensure every different but wonderful child gets their wings today? Thank you so much for joining us. Keep asking those